Just a quick distraction. I was web wheeling or web overlanding on a couple of websites, and I saw a number of forums with tailgate tables for Jeep JK, though they could be for, I suppose, any rig that's got a suitable door with a swing. And I saw one on Expedition Portal. A guy made a really nice one using Staboard. I didn't. I just used the material I had. So 1/2 inch ply and 3/4 inch ply. And then for a little extra, I'll show you the bottom here. Oops, sorry. I'll show you the bottom. For extra work surface, there's another slide that's locked in. Let me see if I can do this. And another 3/4. So these are all sanded and polyurethaned. The one that I saw on the forum was really nice, and he used Z-channel aluminum. I didn't order any. I don't have any, so I just use this is, I think this is an 1.5 inch angle from Home Depot. And I tried using 3/4 inch C-channel, but unfortunately there's no good way to mount it. Let me show you what I mean. This is 3/4 inch. Of course, it does fit on the 3/4 inch board nicely, but in order to mount it on the bottom surface like this, I tried to drill some oversized holes and then to countersink, and I just didn't have enough access and it didn't work. So what I used was just a piece of 3/4 inch ply and then a piece of a flat stock aluminum that's countersunk. These brackets are fold down table brackets. They're mounted upside down, and they lock in this case they're mounted upside down and they lock in the down position, so that when you walk by and you hit your table it doesn't close. And I had these from an old boat. So the nice thing is, so let me collapse this. This little spring detent pin was from Amazon. It's a 1/4 thread that I threaded into this, and then this is a square nut that's also a 1/4 that just double nuts it onto the aluminum, so it's not going anywhere. So when you pull it, I drilled 2 holes in this piece of wood. One is in the open position like it is now, and then the other one is somewhere over here, right there, to keep it closed. So you pull this little pin, sorry, and the whole thing closes. So let me take you over to the Jeep and I'm going to try to mount it. Oh, before I do that, a mistake that I made, and something, if you consider building this, something that you need to think about in advance. If you use these brackets do not close or don't lock in the up position. So you have to think about how you're going to keep this thing closed and from rattling. So haven't quite figured that out yet. I have a number of options that I'm going to think about. You know, we've got these types of draw latches. I actually found some old mini style rubber hood latches for a Jeep. Might keep with the theme. So I'm not sure yet how I'm going to do it, but let me take you over to the Jeep and show you how I'm going to mount these without drilling any holes in the Jeep. I found these plastic fasteners at Ace Hardware. I looked at Home Depot and Lowe's. They have something similar. The one that they have at Lowe's and Home Depot has 3 of these fingers, and having 3 like this means that you can't insert it into a slot that's like this. So for me, I think this might work better. These are, I believe, 1/4 inch, and they do fit right into the slots behind the harness cover on the Jeep. Let me show you. So I used a piece of paper first and traced out which holes I was going to use. So I'm going to use each one of these across the top, this one, and then a slot, one of these slots here and one of these slots here to hold the whole thing. So ideally that will work, but I don't want to mount it until I figure out exactly how I'm going to keep it closed. So here's some options. I could make this work, but I don't like, first of all, I'd have to modify it somehow because it's a little bit short, and I really don't want this thing to be sticking out. So I don't think I'm going to use that one. This little latch is just short. I could put another block up here and then it would work, but I'm going to try to go something simple. I do want it to be retained, not just latch, but I want there to be, you know, closing pressure on this so that it doesn't rattle. Could do something like this, but again, once it's latched, it's not really under tension. So I don't think I'm going to do that either. Alright, I settled on keeping it simple. So I'm going to use the spring. Let me show you what I plan to do. That'll work. I might end up tweaking the spring a little bit because it's a little, or the fastener, but I think that'll be okay for now. So let's see, like that. Plenty firm. So let's see about mounting it in the Jeep. So I took the back panel off just to make it a little bit easier, and now I'll go through and line these up, hopefully, and I'll come right back. Of course, everybody decided to mow their lawn at the same time, but I did have to modify these clips. This is unmodified and modified in order for them to fit into the slot. So you can see I shaved it down a little with the Dremel. Okay, so mounted. Spring's not tight enough. I might have to shorten it or use a different solution, but here's how this goes. Like that. I have to pull the pin here. Give me a second. Pull the pin. Click. Extra work surface. Solid enough. I mean, it's not going to need to hold a whole lot of weight, but you know, sandwiches and maybe my stove. Might put some stuff up here. Anyway, it's always nice to have extra work surface, and it looks cool. In the future, I may put some stainless on top of this, like a sheet of stainless. Same on here. Maybe a little magnet holder there for utensils, or a little light or something. I'm not sure. Hold on. About 2 inches of space in between, so plenty of room for something. But I think that will wrap it up. Let me know what you think.